I decided to do a whole video about that RA2 rotary that Xtool sent me probably about a month ago with the D1 Pro. And here's the old rotary I've been using up till now. And this is the new RA2 that I'm unpacking. You can see they really did a great job with the packaging and instructions again. Everything is really packaged good to arrive in good shape. And here's the rotary assembly, and this is basically same as the other one, but it is a lot larger and it does have other features on it. But just the basic unit there is just a basic roller rotary, and then it does include a lot of really nice extras, and that one there is a adjustable rest for them, and it does come with all the hardware and tools that you need to change the configuration around. A little bubble level there to get everything leveled up when you're setting it up on the Xtool. And this box here is the one I've been waiting to look inside of, because this actually does contain a little 3-jaw chuck. Let's see, let's pull it out here. And they do supply 2 sets of jaws with it, you can see, and then there's some little extension fingers to hold parts, and a like a drill chuck type key to adjust it, tighten it. And then there's a little centering device that you can take the rollers off the rotary there and slide that into the extrusion and use that for doing round things like Christmas ornaments and stuff. And there's the heart of this. It's like a miniature 3-jaw chuck, and it's really nice, well made. You can see it adjusts with the key, just like a bigger one. And pretty much these rollers on here adjust the same way as the original one did. You take the end caps off and move them, and then just twist the roller into place. And there you can see it's a couple inches longer, but about the same width overall as the original one. And this here slides in the extrusion for. It's got a little bearing in there and a little rubber cushion, so you can do round balls and stuff like that. And that's a support that you can set on your table that just goes up and down. And the rotary even has little extension fingers that can be screwed in there to hold odd-shaped objects, or even little things like rings and stuff like that, so you can engrave them without having to worry about hitting the chuck. And you can see the 3-jaw chuck. It's got 2 different sets of fingers there for it, and they're both reversible, so really is a amazing little setup for a laser. Now I got some bottles that I'm gonna just do in this video, and you can see just a plain round bottle there. Works nice with the rollers, and same thing. Here's another one of my dollar store bottles I got just for playing with, so in case I mess something up, I didn't lose anything. You can see, same thing, I don't have to adjust the rollers for that. And then I'm just going to show you this. I got like a little coaster if you wanted to put any kind of text on the edge of it. That's where this rotary can be set up to hold something like that. You can't stand it on its end because it's just too thin and it'll fall right over. But you can put these jaws on the rotary and have them open up and expand inside of it to hold it. And there it is. I'm just going to throw some jaws on there. And then you just turn that ring, and there you can see that it locks right on that. So it's held out in the air so that the laser can engrave it, and it bolts into there's 2 screw holes on the rotary that it locks right into. Now there is a little pulley you have to put on the motor, and that's for the rotary. You have to put a separate belt on it too. They do supply the belt. So you just put the pulley on. It takes 2 set screws. And then you put the rotary in place with 2 screws. And there it is. And there's that other thing. Well, I'm just going to put it on there to show you, but you know, it's really made for grabbing like round things, or even if you want to do eggs or something like that, you could get, you know, you could use that. But it slides right in there and locks in on center. Then there's this extra support that you could, you know, put in on the short thing, but you really wouldn't need it. It's more for longer things like there's a wine glass I'm going to grab with the rotary instead of trying to do it with the wheels. And just those little screw to adjust it up and down, and those ball bearings just kind of center everything, and just got to get it centered to begin with. And you can see there, it's you know, it's really easy to do things like that. And even I'm just going to grab onto this little wood knob I've got. If I want to engrave around the edge of that, I can just lock it with those fingers. Or I could put those fingers inside of a ring if I wanted to do something smaller. And it does give you clearance away from the head, so the laser can engrave smaller items without hitting the rotary. So let's just pull this honeycomb out of my D1 Pro here. This is the 20 watt version, if you remember. And I did hide my rotary assembly. This is the original one, down in a little box underneath it to make it easier to use, so I didn't need those leg extensions. And there is a lab jack to allow me to adjust it up and down. So I'm just going to swap out the new rotary. It fits right in the same spot, and on this one you can't just leave it plugged in all the time. You have to swap the Y motor connector. So first thing I'm going to do is just frame it up and try to do a little artwork on one of these aluminum bottles. I got them at my actually it's a $1.25 store now. They just went up to $1.25 for everything, but figured it's a good way to have something to practice on in case I mess up, because I really don't want to you know, mess up on a $10 mug. So, you know, basically you can see it, you know, same thing, and I'm using the Xtool software here, and this does work really nice with this laser. I do enjoy using this, but I did make one mistake. I forgot to rotate the artwork, so it kind of came out sideways. But anyhow, it was just a practice run, and it did come out pretty good. Once I take a little bit of alcohol and wipe that smoke off the edges, you know, it's pretty much perfect. But I did do a, you know, really nice job. Didn't see much slippage or anything else on it, but I didn't rotate the artwork. So now I'm going to do the real, my little coffee mug here. And this was actually originally purchased from Xtool. I'm not sure if they have these anymore, but a real nice little mug that you can make tea in too. And I run the artwork, and that time I did turn it sideways. And basically, really came out nice, came out beautiful. Couldn't believe how nice it came out. Really crisp, clear, you know, just a little bit of wipe down with alcohol and got all the dust off of it. Then I went back and just decided to play again with another one, and this time I used light burn. And at first there's one mistake on it where I forgot to flip the mirror the artwork when I started. There you can see I'm running on light burn here. So I do have one spot on this that's you can see kind of backwards, but I'm learning as I go, and that's why, you know, and there it is. Came out beautiful too. Kind of hard to see with the glare on it, but the engraving itself came out perfect. The one once I finally did flip the artwork, there is a bad spot on the back though. So now I'm just going to put the rotary on there with the belt. And I put a couple pieces of rubber tubing over them just so I could clamp on the glass. I wanted to see if I could use these fingers to just make it easy to change out wine glasses and stuff like that when you're doing them. And actually it worked really good. Just gives it a nice thing. It'll be really easy to set up and do a bunch of them one after the next. So same thing, just do some framing to make sure you got it in the right place. And if you noticed, I did paint this with just a like a water-based tempera paint that I bought. I'll show you that in a second. That's the only way to engrave glass with this. But the 20 watt does do a beautiful job on the glass. You can see there, you know, that engraving. So Chuck does work really good, and the little rubber hoses on there really help it. And there you can see the glass is engraved. It's a cloudy color, and then with this paint you just take a wet paper towel and wipe all the paint off. Comes right off, and that just leaves the engraving on there. And it did. I'm really amazed how good a job this 20 watt did. Just perfect engraving. Really did a nice job. And the only way to do it, like I said, is to put paint on it. And here's the paint I bought. It was only a couple dollars for a big giant bottle of it. And I'm just going to put it on a bottle here. I'm going to do that next. So I just paint a coat of it on there. And if it's not fully coated, I'll paint another coat. And then I just played with the cardboard ring there. And you can see I had to put a weight on it because it was so light it kept wobbling. So let's go back to the bottle, and this is the bottle that I had just painted. You can see the paint's all 100% dry. Did take 2 coats, and I've actually got the artwork flipped, if you notice that. I want to engrave on the back side of a bottle, but make it so you can read it when you look through from the front side. So there's what it came out like. Really did a beautiful job. You can see the frosting where it's done. And looking through the bottle, you can see how nice it is. When you do put liquid in there, it does get a little bit distorted though, but I did that same engraving, a lot bigger, but on the back. And then I'm just going to take the laser and just do a little Halloween plaque here just to show you, remind you how fast this thing can go. And you know, it only takes a couple minutes to do a plaque like this with it. And it does do a beautiful job. You can see no smoke or anything. And then I'm going to go back and just cut it out around the outside edge. So pretty much I really wanted to show you give you an idea of the Rotary and what it can do, and how it works, and really pretty amazing just how good it works, and the quality of the engraving from this 20 watt unit, especially on the glass. There it is. You can look right through that bottle there and see it now. I grabbed one of my bottles of wine and just poured a little bit of it to let you see just how nice the glasses look once you do fill them. And I thought I'd just share this and kind of make one video about this alone, because it really is an amazing little Rotary that nobody else has anything like it. And like everything else by Xtool, you can see it's really high quality, well made, something that nobody else even offers. So it really is a great way to chuck just about anything that you could possibly want to burn on a Rotary with a laser. And there's really no limit to what you can do with these lasers, as long as you're not trying to do a lot of metal work. But you can do glass, cardboard, plywood, and aluminum, anything that's powder coated, and they do come out beautiful. Now the Rotary is a little scary when you first open the box and look at all the parts, but once you start using it, it's just amazing, what it can do and what it can hold on to. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.